Hey, how you doing? Welcome to Spring Piston Rifle Fever. I'm down in my basement going through my Diana 34. I've got it already broke down. Um, I was noticing when I was cocking it, it felt like it was catching. Sort of like I thought maybe there's no lube in here. And sure enough, I got inside here and there's no lube. I found a coil that was missing from my spring. And eventually I'm going to buy all brand new stuff. So a new spring, a new sail, but I'm not going to do that right now. This rifle has not been inside probably since it's been bought. This is not a tuned rifle like I was first thinking, but it was cocking smooth and shooting good, but I still could feel it as I was cocking the action. I could feel it catching. Um, I've been spraying lots of lube inside the trigger housing. I really should study up and learn how to take this fully apart. You can see that there's rust in there. So this really hasn't been taken care of the best in the world. Um, what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to heat this up with a torch, and I'm going to uh, melt it a little bit and bend it flat, sand it, and I'm planning on putting it back in the action. I don't know if everything's going to get filmed here, but um, it's going to film some anyhow. So get this going on. Hopefully I can hold it down here this far without feeling the heat. So there's hardly any oil on this. So I'm not going to burn anything off. Yeah, if it gets warm, you'll see me drop this sucker in a heartbeat. I should probably almost just leave this whole thing completely apart and get a brand new everything. But I don't usually do that. I just was thinking about doing this. I did this to my HW95 actually, because it had a broken spring in it. And it shot way smoother. Let's see if I can bend this any. Yeah. Somebody was asking me from Canada about modifying their gamma varmint to get more FPS out of it. My advice to you is don't get in trouble. I don't want you to go out and get in trouble. Just definitely wouldn't be worth it. Even with the broken spring in here, there was quite a bit of preload. I know right now people are yelling, get a Macari kit, get this and get that. I ain't got no cash to get nothing right now. I got cash for getting food. See if I can even this out a little. So we're learning that most of the heat stays up at the top, but don't just do it because I'm doing it. You might want to wear some leather gloves or something. I see some people drop this into some oil to cool it down and everything, but I don't think I'm going to do that. I want to smash this edge down here a little better, at least. So we can melt it right off. There we go, now it's piping, glowing cherry red. I'll do the old eyeballer. I want to get that still down a little flatter if possible. See if I can set my right on fire. And then my tablecloth on fire. Let's not see if we can do that. But what you can do, if you're new to my channel, hit that like button. Hit the subscribe button. I highly appreciate that. I think that'll work. I'm just gonna sand this for a little bit now. Nothing too super scientific here. An old spring guide. Spring fit on there really nice and tight, by the way. What grit? Whatever grit I got. I got 220. Some guys use grinders and stuff. I could do that too, but I'm not going to. So I'm just gonna sand this down a little bit, smooth it out. Do the quick touch to see how hot it is. Scare my wife when I touch the stove really quickly to see how hot it is. Don't do that at home. Don't do that at all. Smooth and hot still. So you know what? I think that's going to work. I'm going to let that cool down just a minute. Here's how we'll cool it down. With a little bit of Ballistol. So this spring was just bone dry. Everything was like bone dry in here. Wipe this guy off up here. So this is a very dry rifle, but it's over 30 years old. So I'm going to spray this out and clean this out a little bit. Oops, spray my arm a little bit too. Nothing too super scientific for me. You think that rednecks are just a southern thing? You're wrong. You're wrong. We live all over the place. Maybe I should clean that out a little bit better. More paper towels. Lots of paper towels is good for this. How far are we into this? 8:03. Yeah. That's going to be tricky putting that trigger back in. You have to reach inside with a punch and push these little wires out of the way. See if I can pick that up. Put it on my face. See the little wires in there? That's part of the safety. I got to push those out of the way. If you just force it in, you'll wreck that. You don't want to wreck your safety. Don't force anything. Yeah. Some air gun channels I'm amazed at. And there's no offense to you guys, because you know me and I know who you are. I'm amazed at how many you buy, because I just don't have the dough to do that. Not a doctor, not a lawyer, or anything like that. Not live off the government either. Oh, getting some of the dirty stuff out. Actually, I think I'm going to soak this down a little bit more and clean up a little bit more. This video might be in parts because it might get kind of long. By the way, thank you all who are helping me get to 2,000. I might be at 2,000 right now. I have no idea. Oops. Spray it right down in there. Lots of lube. Get it good and cleaned up and cleaned out. Definitely needs new piston seal too. It works and everything. I cronied this, and it was getting between 12 to 13 foot-pounds of energy, and I'm sure the weird readings, I don't know, weird is right, but the readings were spread. I'm sure it's because of the broken spring. But I could feel it when I was cocking this rifle that it was dry. And I thought I could just keep on shooting it, or I can take it apart and see if I can improve it. I really can't afford to send it anywhere, so I'm going to take it apart and try to improve it. That's what I do. Take things apart and try to improve them. I'm not going to try to do anything major, like altering metal, but I will add a pop bottle shim or something like that. Getting some junkie out. Everything's all greasy. Yeah, this rifle cocked really nice and smooth, but then after a while it was grinding a little bit. You get grinding, stop cocking, figure out the problem. Because otherwise you're going to wreck your nice rifle. Eventually, like I said, I need to take that trigger apart. I don't want to do it right now. I don't want the major headache. I just kind of want to shoot it. So there's pins and stuff that you can take this apart, and I really need to do it sometime because, like I said, there's rust and junk in there. But here's the piston. And even this has a little bit of wobbly, and I don't know if there's a way to fix that either. But anyhow, what do we got for time? I think we're going to pause right there, and then we'll work on part 2 after this.